What's going on? It's my life in the show. I'm your host, Donald Washington. That was the scene of the 4500 block DuSable Lake Shore Drive. Young lady by the name of Dashawnna Threatt, only 26 years old. She was the passenger in that black Jeep that you saw right there. Another 31-year-old male was shot. He was critically wounded as they were driving on the 4500 block DuSable Lake Shore Drive. I'm going to bring you guys out there. And one of the things that I see on the 4500 block of DuSable Lake Shore Drive, right on the other side of the highway, is camera. As I often bring you guys, I'm gonna also bring you guys another young lady. This literally happened the very next day, October 26th. The other one that happened October 25th. October 26th on the 800 block with Keisha King, 25 years old. On the 800 block of East 82nd Street. This code of no snitching in our community has to come to an end. What happens? Innocent babies, innocent young beautiful girls get caught in this tragedy. Alright? I used to think when I was youngsters that the police and snitches and they should just let us run rapid in the community. No. What we're doing to these youngsters is a disservice. Most of the murders in Chicago are unsolved. And what does that do? When they get away with it once, their friends, their family see, oh, you got away with it. I could easily get away with it. And innocent people get caught in the crossfire. I'm going to bring you guys out there. Of course, I see 2 cameras on this block right here. That's just within a block of each other. Speaking of innocent people, 7-year-old boy washing his hands. Siblings witnessed this. His mother witnessed this. They just buried his father 4 days ago. And this young man, somebody has to explain to his 2nd grade class that their classmate, 2nd grade, imagine the trauma. I said last week that I'll probably be doing another story of up north of someone getting shot and killed, and literally within a week I am doing another story. Once upon a time up north, I wasn't doing that many stories. Now I'm doing a lot of them. Tyler Moore, only 25. 26, 25, 25, 7 years old. Stories I'm doing today. Tyler Moore, 25 years old, Rogers Park. All right, now let's get into this. This particular story. Story's going to read. Dashawnna Threatt, 26, was a passenger when somebody opened fire on 4500 block of DuSable Lake Shore Drive by 1:30 p.m. Police say she was pronounced at the University of Chicago Medical Center. She was the mother of 2 school-aged children that lived with her grandmother in Bellwood. They said she was just trying to live her life, a feisty 26-year-old loving mother too. From the news story, they said that she owned a business, renting out spots to people that do hair, something like that. They said Threatt owned a business on the west side, Glorious Meek Suites, where she rented out space for barbers and makeup artists. She spent most of her time at the business with her grandmother in Bellwood. Tragedy. Tragedy. Her family deserves justice. We have to be the change in our communities we want to see. We have to make it so that we know these youngsters are scared to get caught. Because if we let it ride once, then it happens twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then it comes knocking at the door of the innocent people. And now families are torn apart in this carnage we call a community because nobody wants to say nothing. Keisha King, only 25 years old. Story's going to say women killed. 25 years old, shot to death on the 800 block of East 82nd Street, Chatham neighborhood, South Side, October 25th. Young woman was killed in days. 2 young women killed within days. Anonymous tip. Drop anonymous tip, CPD.com, a $15,000 reward. $15,000, people. $15,000. I know Father Flaker gives up $5,000 for every unsolved murder in in the community. Story's going to read 25-year-old woman shot in Chatham. Woman fatally shot in Chatham. Rakesh King. She was shot in the head, in her head and leg, while standing on the sidewalk at 800 block of East 82nd Street just before 5 p.m. Let me tell y'all something. I was just out there on the 6400 block of 64th of Cottage Grove filming. I was also filming on the 75th with New Era, Chicago. All right, what we were doing was shopping at the businesses in the community. All right, the businesses that hire from the community, the businesses that live in the community. And what we were doing was, once our dollars circulate 7 hours in our community. Everywhere else circulates 19 days, 20 days. In our community, 7 hours. What you spend 98% of our dollars outside our community. What that does is the youngsters in our communities don't have jobs. So they're stuck on the streets selling drugs, robbing, and gangbanging. All right? If we could give these youngsters jobs, if we shop at the businesses in the community that give back to the community, group economics, this is what everybody else has figured out. They shop in the businesses in their community. Every other community does this, except ours, right? What we were doing out there filming was these businesses hire from the community. So instead of these youngsters being out on the streets robbing and shooting each other, they could be at somebody's job, putting food on their table. They could earn an honest living. Two young ladies within days of each other. One on the 25th, one on the 26th. I'm trying to figure out who's watching these cameras. So many of these are set up everywhere. As I was out there filming, there was cameras everywhere. Cameras everywhere. And as far as I know, nobody has been caught yet. $15,000 reward. They do have shot spotter technology out there and whatnot, man. So I want to bring you guys to, but hold on, before I do. So you guys see both these cameras out here. Another one right here. Another camera right there. Who's watching these cameras? It's like the elite. It's like sitting back and like eating popcorn. Like y'all watched on the purge. Oh, there goes another one, Bob. Hey, there's another one. All right, so now 7-year-old. Reward is being offered for a 7-year-old boy killed with a stray bullet in Humboldt Park. Second grader. Somebody's got to explain to this second grade classmates that Akeem Briscoe was shot in the stomach with a stray bullet, just washing his hands. The gunfire pierced the window of the boy's home after gunfire erupted in the alley. Probably over something you looked at me funny. There's probably some idiots in the alley arguing with each other, shooting at each other over, oh, you looked at me funny, so I'm going to shoot at you. Boom, boom, boom. And a stray bullet goes into this young boy's house. It hits him in the stomach. Probably over something so stupid. In that alley of the 2600 block of West Potomac Avenue, police say family member told him the boy was in the bathroom when a bullet came through the window, striking him. Akeem was in front of his mother and 2 siblings. They're honest people that work hard, want to make better lives for themselves, and do what they have to do. Absolutely heartbreaking. This family is pleading to the public. Somebody come. If you got a soul or something inside your body, turn yourself in. Another reward. Another $15,000 reward is being offered. This didn't happen in a vacuum, where Lord Lightfoot said. There are people out here right now within the voice. Tragic. Only 7 years old. 7 years old. This young girl, 26 years old. And did they deserve it? Absolutely not. What I want to know is, are they going to release the footage from these cameras? Like, hey, public, help us out. I watched the Philadelphia, when they released footage from homicides, and they released like 7, 8 a day. And they looked to the public like, hey, help us out. Do y'all know anything? Did y'all see anything? The code of no snitching in our communities. The solutions to the problems in our communities. Man, what we need to do is set up cameras everywhere and let these youngsters know. Once upon a time, I used to think the police and people that tried to stop the violence in our communities, they were straight snitches. But now I realize they saved my life and my friends' lives. Because once these kids get away with it once, they come back and do it again. Their friends and family see that they got away with it and see how easy it is to get away with it, and they do it again. This is why I wasn't mad at dude in my cousin neighborhood who followed me around, writing my license plates down. I'm not mad at dude at all. Because if something happened in that community, dude would have sent that straight to the police. Like, oh, I know exactly who did that. I got a license plate from a guy. They would have come knocking at my door like, oh, we know exactly where you was, buddy. Yep. You were right here on this block. They don't let nothing ride in their community. I gave y'all a story on Chinatown. There was one of us that ventured to their community, and they had community meetings. They set up cameras, community patrols. They was like, not here. No, you ain't bringing that madness to our community. No, not this day. No, you take that to Inglewood. Don't bring that here. And they shut it down. They was like, no, don't bring that here. It was a state of emergency in their community. It was like, no, we don't tolerate that. And in my cousin community, they don't tolerate it either. And every time I watch the news, if it is something in their community, it's one of us that ventured in their community and they caught within minutes. Within minutes, they caught. Within minutes. Nobody's coming to save us. Nobody's coming in our community to help us. It's going to take us in the community to step up and say no more. Youngsters, y'all going to get caught. If you terrorize the community, you just as worse as the KKK. Youngsters who jump in my inbox to call me a snitch, y'all is just as worse as the KKK. In fact, speaking of, y'all want to talk facts, we murder each other more within 1 year in the history of the KKK. Help it make sense. Anyway, shout out to everybody sending me stories. Make sure you guys like, comment, let me know what you think about this video. Peace, peace.